Okay, in this video, let's take a look at Brooke Henderson's golf swing. Great young player from Canada, an incredible golf swing, and many people know her swing to be that sort of similar to a Sergio Garcia in some aspects, and certainly all the lag she creates. So let's take a look at this amazing swing. And just real quickly, if it is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. So let's take a look here. So setup-wise, a little bit different for some players. Certainly she grips down quite a bit on the club. You can see how much she's gripped down here. And then also you can see a little more of a low hand look at address. Certainly the distance from the ground here, quite a bit different than a lot of players. Much lower hands, a little more sort of a squatty setup here. More knee flex, more bent forward. We'll see from some other angles as well. And then dynamically, very interesting swing. Incredibly athletic, amazing coordination, very strong grip, both hands turned a lot to the right on the club. And that allows for the club face to get square at the top. So as she goes back, in this point here, the face is pretty open or neutral at best. But then as she takes it back and lifts it and really hinges it like crazy, you can see as she's hinging it, the left wrist here is flattening out into a better position. And now looking really athletic, even more sitting into the legs here. And there's that very long swing that she is known for. Club face here, square to closed at the top. And now this amazing shallow move she does where she drops the arms down. Really gets the legs going and the core pulling like crazy. And so now she has the hips really engaging and the core working its way around. The legs working as well. And with all that lag, she has tremendous club head speed, hitting at nearly 280 yards on average. Hitting tons of fairways, hitting nearly 80% of the greens. So an amazing ball striker, but wow, what an athlete and a tremendous force that she creates coming down. When we look more of a face-on view, we can see that strong grip, which I mentioned in the earlier clip, which tons of great players have that grip. It does allow the face to stay square and needs less flipping at the bottom. We know the hands are a little lower, a little grip down on the club. And then as she takes it up, like I said, she creates a very aggressive hinge at the top in here. So the wrists from this point on are moving quite a bit to get that club longer at the top. And with the driver, of course, we'll see in another clip the driver way down here. But then in the transition, those wrists flattening back out again. We can see the club face at this point back to more of a square position or slightly closed. Massive lag. And this is that sort of Sergio Garcia comparison that we see with her swing compared to his. And the real difference here is as she comes into it, she's a little less bowing in the wrists, more neutral wrist positions here. You can even see at this point here that the left wrist is a little more cupped here, but the face in perfect position. So as it comes through, watch how as it comes through at the bottom here, it's closing very slowly. It's going fast, but it's closing slowly as it goes through. So from this frame here, this one, and this one, very, very stable club face through the hitting area. And that's one of the reasons why she hits all those greens. Full release. And she is a shot maker, so like a three-quarter finish here. But she goes all the way through on some, chops off a few to hit other shots. But tremendous ball striker. Driver from the face-on view. Something interesting here with her is that she does create a wider base to accommodate a lot of that lag. If she had a narrower stance, could be a little trouble in the downswing, getting a little too steep into the ball. But that strong grip, super wide takeaway, really winding it. There's that aggressive hinge at the top. And one thing, if you really have trouble getting a full swing, if you're working on turning back and trying to get into a fuller position, watch how the head position changes here. So her visor here is pointing on this angle as she starts out, and then as she rotates it back, really allowing her head to swivel to the right, which is really important for players trying to get a full shoulder turn. You can tell she has a massive turn. Those shoulders are well past 90, probably 110 degrees. But if you don't allow your head to swivel, it's very difficult to turn your shoulders fully. This means she's looking a little more out of her left eye at this point, which is a big key to getting behind the ball and really winding up to smash it. Some players are so intent on keeping their eye on the ball, they don't allow their head to move and swivel, and that really restricts their backswing. So allow that head to turn, big wind up, and then once again, pressure in the legs. Amazing shallow move. Look where that club is. Now the hips rotating out of the way. Completely behind it. There's that power move. Once again, watch the club face as it comes down, not twisting, staying very, very square to the shaft plane on the way through. Tremendous, tremendous move, unlike any other on tour. Then if we take a look here, this one, the driver position slightly different. The handle might be just a bit higher here to dress. But same basic look in the legs. Very athletic looking setup. Club face a little more open at this point than a lot of players that have that strong of a grip. So the unique move that she would take it up more vertical and then bow it on that long move there. Now the club face is square in this position. Then as she changes direction with that wrist getting flat, that will then keep the face in perfect position so that when she starts rotating hard through here, she's back on the plane. And then as she comes through, the club will just swing right through on that plane as she smashes it down the fairway. Looking at this swing halfway down, we can see that club face looking now down toward the ball right away because she has put the strong grip and the combination of the grip and the club face from the wrist action puts it into a perfect position. And look at that shaft. I mean, it's right along the original plane here. So just tremendous. That's like a Jim Furyk position coming exactly in along the plane. And then as she rotates with that face so square, she just releases it hard. And like I said, right down the center. Interestingly enough, when we look at a wedge shot here, a little pitch into the green, she does not allow that face to get as open, which is super important for all these pitch shots. You want to make sure the face is nice and square on the backswing. So as she goes up, when this thing stops at the top here, you can see that club face is indeed on this side of the shaft, indicating she's not opened the face up. It's staying nice and square. And then as she starts it back down, she knows how to keep it on plane as well. Very, very good at sort of modulating her power here so she can rotate her upper body through, allow the hips to come around without that jump. We saw on the other videos with the driver how much she's jumping and twisting with the lower body. And if she was to do that with any of these wedge shots, we would not know her name. She would have a big struggle. But she learned very early to get this thing working right. You must allow the upper body and the sort of to turn through and allow the feet to stay calm, allow the legs to stay calm so that the power is not here on a wedge shot like she's doing with a full blast of a driver. She's allowing the upper body to rotate through. And that gives her the control for distance and direction. A lot of students will ask me how to create more force and more power and how some of these players can hit it so far when they might not be that big themselves. But you can see here a tremendous twist and wind up, which certainly helps. But as the legs here are coming down, notice how her legs are, she's flexing down into the legs at this point. And then she's going, as she's unwinding, as the hips come around and as the legs work themselves around, she is then using the ground to push upward with the legs. Now she's not raising up, she's staying in posture, which is vital to keep the angles working right. But she's pushing up as she's twisting open, and that's where the force comes from. That's how you create all that smash and whip on the way through. So if you're struggling for some power, you might just be turning back and turning through and not allowing your legs to work hard enough. And as long as you're doing it as you're opening up, you're okay. The problem will be is if you jump straight up, coming this way, up out of your posture, and you were to move this angle up into here, that's where players really struggle as they're raising out of their posture instead of pushing as they're rotating. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video of Brooke Henderson's golf swing. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, just a reminder, if it is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. And we'll see you in the next one.